I'd like to call the meeting to order for the Economic Development Committee for October 27th. And please rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'm going to do a roll call here. Dave Beeshold.
Present.
Erica Hill, absent. Kelly Stomming, absent. Carol Madsen.
Present.
Robert Godoy.
Present.
And Joe Barry.
Present.
We have Chris Solanas, our town manager here, and Jason Dravett, our IT guy. So thank you all for being here tonight. Appreciate that. In your packet tonight, we have an additional form that's been looked at by the town for our facade rebate agreement, and that's in your packet. And we would like to add that to the guidelines packet, and then turn that forward so it can be approved by the appropriate committees going forward there and the town council. So if anybody sees any additions that they'd like to make to that, please look at that. Jason was kind enough to, I think, put that together for us, so thank you.
Jason.
And Mr. Solanas reviewed that, so looks good to me to add that. So
Yep, this is just, so part of the, thank you, Jason.
Yep.
Part of the facade rebate program that you had set up made note of a Economic Development Committee agreement. So as you said, Jason was nice enough to whip this up for us real quick. And that'll just simply go as one of the documents. So once they have the approval of basically the plan and from the Economic Development Committee, they'll finally sign this, have it notarized, and that'll kind of outline their project. As well as you can see, there's a contingency section for that as well.
does it look like anybody wants to add anything to that possibly? And if not, then
We've kind of tweaked it as we've
Yeah.
gone along, and
Yep.
I think
Yep.
everybody was satisfied with the last draft.
Yep.
Yep.
So in concept, if meets everybody's approval, then we'd like to pass it on. So I'd like to have a vote on that.
I'll make a motion to approve the add-on for the facade rebate agreement.
I will second it.
All right, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries, thank you. And then we'll pass that along with the facade rebate guidelines, and there'll be an additional form in there, so. I don't know if we had to do that way or not, but,
I appreciate that way, and I will get this on the redevelopment commission's next agenda, since they're ultimately the authority that's granting the money for the program, for their approval or additions. If they don't have any additions, if they have additions, we'll send it back to you to show you what their additions were.
Yep.
If they do not, we'll accept it as is, and then we'll have it put online, so that way they can see it as part of the program.
right. Thanks, Chris, and Jason for doing this for us. Tonight, Chris has wants to talk about an addition to our TIF district, and looks pretty interesting to me that we can expand that and include it in our riverfront project. So, Chris, if you'd like to talk about what you have in mind there, we can possibly.
So as you all probably remember, we've been talking about this for a little bit now. This would not be, since the redevelopment commission is the only one who has the authority to amend the TIF district, this would be a recommendation, or more or less kind of just getting your guys' thoughts for that board. However, if you remember, I'll re-highlight, the Riverfront Development District only can grant additional liquor licenses or liquor licenses in areas that are already in the TIF district and overlap with a 3,000-foot barrier from the quote-unquote river. We did get a confirmation from ATF that we can use 3,000 feet. So that's why I'm requesting or going to be at least getting ideas of, where we can amend the TIF district.
It's a wonderful grant, because from 1,500 to 3,000, it
Double your
really
space.
opens it up. So-
Yeah, it really opens it up, and which otherwise we would not be going through this process if we were stuck to 1,500 feet, because these properties wouldn't have been in that radius. But now that we can, I would like to at least get your opinion on adding basically the west commercial side of 41 that isn't currently in there. I believe that little blue square may be, but I'd like to capture the north side of 95th Ave. There's a couple commercial lots over there that everyone in town may know as like the Welch's area, and then going south and covering the corner of 97th and 41.
Goes all the way to Kyleman too, Chris?
Yeah,
To
so in
Kyleman?
between Kyleman and 41 or Wicker.
Yep.
So covering that kind of rectangular northwest box of commercial properties. Just that way.
And that's the drawing we have.
And that's the
photo?
drawing you have
Okay.
here is those outlined properties.
Okay.
There's at least one vacant lot there at the very southeast corner of the highlighted map that you're looking at. And then obviously there's the Kmart property. I think that one more box up.
I think southeast, there's a detention area there, and then just south of
That is an open lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So hopefully, the idea is to this could hopefully encourage redevelopment of the Kmart property by offering the riverfront development or liquor licenses in that area, as well as now the new stoplight that's in that area, which I believe the owners were looking forward to. But again, this would just be a recommendation more or less from this board to the redevelopment commission if you like this idea.
Is the current hospital, community, Franciscan, that whole spiel that's there in between, do they own all that property that's adjacent to it? Where you're trying to include in the TIF district? I mean, is that property actually,
It does not appear that they own all of it.
okay, that was my question, because they got a big, between the,
It's a big square.
yeah, I mean, but a lot of it is Franciscan or community hospitals.
Well,
I
the
think Franciscan.
square right here that he has highlighted is community.
Right.
And then currently so that does not appear to be community on the
Okay.
southwest.
That's the church there across the street, and,
Franciscan.
Yeah. No, Franciscan does not own this.
okay. But you've got the funeral home, but not the, and then the bank in front of it.
Yeah. So we'd be including that. I don't expect those to change hands anytime soon, but
Correct.
anytime in the future, they would be included in the TIF district just as an opportunity for potential redevelopment when, sometimes banks change hands
Oh,
or
sure.
go out of business. So that would provide the opportunity there without us having to go through it'll be a couple months long process to do this. So that way it would just allow the town to operate a little quicker if that ever does happen.
But ideally, it's the Kmart property that we're most
Targeting.
targeting,
Yep.
because that makes the most sense.
Yep.
Because that's,
Those outlots can be developed.
yeah.
And the
that- yeah,
outlets.
Restaurant.
Right, that's the boat anchor right there that needs to,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Well, that's a great addition for the community. So if we can have a motion on this, I would like to put this up for approval.
I'll make the motion to accept it.
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. And if you can please pass that on to the RDC, that'd be great.
Okay, will do.
Thank you very much, Chris, for working that out, and to get that extra 1,500 feet, now we got 3,000, that's, on the.
Expands our territory, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
it's, things are really opening up.
Yeah.
Timeline for all this, Chris, will probably be, what, February, March of next year, by the time it's all, in the,
Ideally, that would be the ideal timeline. You know, again, as long as there's no back and forth adding or subtracting properties in, there'll be a month or two process for the town council to, or redevelopment commission, to amend the TIF district, and then again, that's the quick, and then there'll be probably another month or two for the official ordinance and resolution for the riverfront development district. So we gotta draw the map that'll show where that district is, the floodplain, the 3,000-foot barrier, and have that in, because it has to be an attachment. The town also has to guarantee that it's going to make improvements to a certain dollar amount, and it could be just $1 within the district. So I imagine we're going to have some road projects in that area within the next 5 years, easy, and that'll satisfy the state's requirements.
good.
So
Great.
it's on the redevelopment
And
commission.
how do, let's just say everything gets approved as we see it here. How do we market that?
We're definitely going to put it on our website.
Okay.
We'll draw the maps up or print them out for the board members here, and we're going to start making that part of our, advertising and pitch
Right.
to
Okay.
businesses.
Okay.
And we'll put it on our website, so that way anyone that's talking with a business owner or restaurateur, because it's targeted toward restaurants.
Right.
Can easily direct them to our website. We believe we have an economic development tab. Direct them right there. They can pull it up, view it. They'll be able to pull up our ordinance to see, how the ordinance reads, and it should be fairly digestible. I will say that already I'm kind of surprised at how quick the word's starting to spread throughout the community and throughout surrounding communities. I've gotten a call or an email from at least another neighboring community asking, what are you guys up to over there, and how are you going about doing this? Because there may be some interest over in neighboring communities. So it's spreading. I think word's catching on, and obviously with the help of our existing business community, it can spread faster.
Chris, I have a question.
Great.
I was at the last planning commission study session meeting, and I know that Schilling presented during that time. Schilling Development presented some plans that they would like to be able to move forward on for next spring, right? And they look pretty exciting, pretty good, but unfortunately include yet another edition of a stoplight on 41. So is there what can you share about the thoughts of the work in process? Do we see Wicker turning into kind of our Northwest Indiana version of 59 going through Naperville, if you've ever
Range Road through Orland or whatever.
just
Unfortunately, not been through 59 in Naperville,
Tried it out.
but yes, they are
not fun.
requesting a stoplight there. It will be,
try it out like on a weekday at about 4:30.
yeah.
It will not be fun.
Obviously, that's whether or not we get one is at the mercy of the state. That's regulated by them, so they will ultimately give the
Thumbs up or thumbs down.
gladiator thumbs up or thumbs
Yeah.
down. It'll be interesting to see. It is roughly the same distance from the stoplight at 96 to the stoplight at 97,
It's like that 1,000-foot magic
number.
spacing.
It's 1,200 feet, isn't it?
somewhere around there.
Yeah, all right.
But it is an exciting project.
Yeah.
It's going to add, they're proposing right now a 60,000 square foot warehouse. And this is public information. You can go and view the YouTube video of the meeting, and it's got 3 outlot buildings. So it'll be a nice commercial development into our town, which we need for the tax base and survival of the town itself.
Yeah, I only brought it up because it was a public meeting and I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, all right.
But yeah, we will be working with them in the state to make sure it's And the school, we don't want to leave the school out as well.
Just a thought, thanks.
Anything else on the TIF that anybody any questions? Okay. We'll move on to reports and correspondence. And Joe, do you have any?
I have nothing, sorry. Yeah.
Rob?
Nothing this time.
The only thing I've got to report is, based on my latest view of the redistrict
Yes.
of the both Senate and state representative congressional districts, we're gonna probably have a open Senate seat here in St. John. And because they're creating a new Senate
Okay.
seat. That being said, it would affect us directly in the sense that it would encompass probably 90% of St. John. As, you know, that would be something that would be in an election for a year from now, November of 2021. So, it looks like Hal Slager's representative district will encompass a little bit more of St. John based on a map that I saw. So there's going to be, instead of having Aylesworth and Niemeyer kind of half away and Slager and what would have been, trying to think who the senator is on the north side.
Is that Mervan?
Yeah, oh no, Mervan is a congressional.
He's
Senior. Mervan
Oh,
Senior.
senior, yeah, maybe that, but yeah, based on, so, you know, that would encompass, I think, it sounds like it's gonna encompass most of our town into this new Senate district, and Slager's representative district will go probably at least to 109th, at least that's how. It wasn't approved yet, that's the only,
Yeah.
it's gotta get approved by, I think during the legislative session now.
Yeah, it'll have to get approved by both the House and the Senate.
Right.
It's been a month since I viewed the maps as proposed, but I do believe you're correct. I do remember seeing that it looks like the town will be at least in one representative district instead of two.
Right.
And again, since it's been a while, I don't remember exactly what the Senate looks
Well,
like. But all the population's trending south, so it would
The
make
Senate
sense
thing,
that
because
everything's
it's a
gonna-
brand new created thing, it has to be adjusted by population. So the census is part of it, and that's why they basically they were supposed to have this all said and done by late summer, early,
They were supposed to have it done
like
in
September.
like March.
Yeah. But I mean, well, because of the census,
COVID
right, and they knew they were gonna have to adjust something, so I mean, they got a delay, so I guess now it's this particular now legislative session that's going to change or affirm all them boundaries, so, but I mean, for us as a town, I think that would, you know, if it's done the way it was explained to me, we would probably have a representative and a senator that would encompass most of our town, which for some of these projects, if you need a little support
Push.
in Indianapolis, it's nice to have people that have,
You betcha.
you know, a personal vested interest in it, so.
Okay,
That's all I
thanks,
got.
Dave. Carl, do you have anything else?
No reports?
Okay, I have a few things here, so bear with me. The acreage behind Crew Car Wash is 8.3 acres, and the owners of that property, and there's two parcels there, 5.8 acres and 2.5 acres. And they are willing to sell, so that fits right into our riverfront idea that we have to possibly get restaurant in there. So we were in contact with them this week, and they would like to move forward on that if there's a suitable buyer for that property. I also personally have talked to two different businesses that would possibly want to come to that site. So we're working on that yet. And there's a third business now that has some interest a little bit farther down 41, and now that this proposed TIF that Chris is suggesting, that may work out into one of those spots there, because they would like to be somewhere on 41 or close to 41, this third entity. So that is a nice thing. And licensing will be approved, alcohol and food, beverage. It kind of works into what we've been trying to work on here as a committee in a town. So that's exciting. I will say that if on the membership, if you're out and about, please talk us up, and we keep trying to push these areas and these sites that they're great opportunities. I think the First Inn is going to make it'll be worthwhile for them to get in. So I also have that since next month for November and December, our meetings fall on the holidays. So I would like to propose us canceling our November and December meetings, and because of Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I'd like to have a vote on that to cancel those 2 meetings for the next 2 months, and then we'll reconvene the first of the year. So anybody want to make a motion on that?
I'll make a motion that we do that for the next 2 months.
Okay, second?
I'll do it.
Joe?
Yes.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. So Chris, Joe, if we could, or Jason, if we could get that information out there that the meetings are canceled, and nobody will be expecting that. So thank you very much on that. So there's nobody here for the public for comments, so but if anybody has any additional comments that they'd like to make,
I've got one question.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
With this new thing that we just approved tonight, do we see what comes in if somebody wants to do something? Or does it go to somebody else and
For the facade
Yes.
rebate program, it'll come to you first.
First.
And then it'll go to the redevelopment commission.
okay, so if they fill something out and drawings and that kind of thing, we'd see that stuff?
Correct.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. I thought so, but I wasn't sure when you said somebody else actually awards the money, so I thought that,
Any other comments?
no, sir.
That's all I have for today, and Chris and Jason, thank you. The members, thank you for your service this year. It's greatly appreciated. The town appreciated it. I do personally. So I'd like to have a motion for adjournment.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Yep. Second, Joe?
Yes.
All in favor?